All right, today we're going to look at additive and subtractive modeling. So with this assignment, you'll find a PDF document in Google Classroom. The PDF document looks something like here. Don't be intimidated by the 18 pages. There's not too much that you need to do. You're going to do 3 different inventor parts. So as you go ahead and you look here on your additive and subtractive modeling, they talk about wire models and solid models. Solid models are just that, totally physical. They talk about different methods, one being additive method. So additive method, they show you a couple different ways to get a solid part, method 1, method 2, method 3. And anytime it says your turn, which we have here, that's where you know you're going to go into Inventor and start creating a part. So as we do this one, we see our sketch that we will have here, and very important, you have things like your zoom feature. So if you need to zoom in to see these dimensions, you could do that. So it looks like we're starting to make a shape like this in Inventor. So now I'm going to go over to Inventor to do that. So as I'm here in Inventor, I could hit New, and I could do a nice standard IPT. I could hit Create. So as I'm here, I will be able to choose my Start 2D Sketch. You might want to double check if your graphics are set to conservative. We showed that in the previous video. So back to our 2D sketch. We could click 2D Sketch, and then you could choose whatever plane. I always happen to choose the XY plane because that's the one you're most familiar with from like your math classes and such. So now that I'm here, I could go ahead and I'll be selecting my line tool. And you might have forget, oh, I don't know, I forgot how long the line needs to be. You're able to go ahead and kind of click through back from your programs, and you might even make your screen side to side because you have a bigger monitor at school. But we know we're going to be going 1.5 inches up, 1.5 inches over. So I'm going to start with that. So as I go to Inventor, I have my line tools already selected. Click once, and now I'm starting to move a line, and you will see that it's highlighted. Right now it says that 0.335 inches, so that needs to turn into 1.5. So I could type in 1.5. And very important here, I'm not going to hit enter. I'm going to hit the tab key. Tab key is above your caps lock, and that switches me over to that degrees. Now, I want to make sure it's a straight line. Now, if you did hit enter, you're going to find out that whatever position you had it, it would snap right there. But now that I hit tab, I'm able to adjust. And I want it to be that like 90 straight degrees. So I could either try to keep on moving it with the mouse, or I could just simply type in that 90 degrees in this case. I could hit tab again, and bam, it's locked in. Now I could go ahead and either click once, or I could hit the enter key. So I'm going to choose the click. Now I'm going to zoom out, which I did with the wheel, and I can move over. So now I know I need to go over 1.5 inches, and I use my mouse to kind of get it roughly there. And that actually worked out with my mouse, but my degrees are off, so I'm going to hit the tab key, make sure I'm set to 90 degrees, hit tab again. Okay, perfect. So I'll go ahead and hit enter. And now I need to bring it down, straight down, 0.75. I kind of forget, I could go ahead and go back. Yep, so take it down, 0.75, and then over 0.75. So I'm going to go back to Inventor. I'll take it down, 0.75. Again, I'll type that in, 0.75. Hit my tab key, I'm set for 90 degrees. I could click once, bring it over, do the same thing, make sure I'm set for 0.75. Hit my tab key, set it 90 degrees. And I'm going to bring it straight down to that edge. And then it comes out to that 0.75. Click again, and then I'm going to take it all the way home. Very important, you will see that the cursor will turn green when I'm hitting that point. That lets me know that I'm touching that point. So I click that one last time. And now I could finish the sketch. So right now, as I have it, I have my piece. Looks like that. Looks similar to what I have here. So the next step, I need to go ahead and push it out. So I'll find out how to do that in Inventor. So that's where it talks about here, where it says to extrude the shape to an appropriate thickness. So that's the part that we're going to look at, and we know the extrude is 0.75. So I click on Inventor. I could go ahead and find this extrude. and then I want to make sure I'm set to 0.75. So I do 0.75, enter, and voila. I go back to see what I need, scroll down, and now I need to add this next part. Okay, so now I'm adding a portion with a constant thickness, so it looks like I am choosing a sketch here, and I'll show you two different ways to do that. And then I'm going to make this extra square in here. Alright, so going to Inventor. Two ways I could do this. I could right click on the sketch, and I could choose New Sketch. Or, alternatively, oops, I accidentally hit undo. I could just hit redo. Took me there. Sorry about that. Or I could do my two options was to right click here and choose my new sketch, or I could go ahead and hit Start 2D Sketch on the surface. So I could use my rectangle. In this one I used rectangle because I'm making that square, and this one needs to be 0.75 by 0.75. So again, I'm going to use my tab key, 0.75, tab, by 0.75, and I could just keep on hitting tab. This lets me go back and forth. Those ones are set. I could hit enter, and bam, finish the sketch. I could go ahead and extrude, and there I go. I have it at 0.75. I hit my check. Now I could just double check to make sure it looks the same in the PDF. Okay, so there it is. Okay, it changed the color on this one, but it doesn't matter what color yours is. So now I just need to save it as ADD, as an add, and then my last name. So I could do that. Click on the eye in the sky and doing a save as. Now for your next two, you're going to do things similarly, but for your next one, you're going to go down and you'll notice that it's all about the subtractive method. So it's where you start with a big piece and then you're carving out things. So again, I go until I see the U-turn option. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. And I know this one, it looks like I'm going to be making a big rectangle, and I'll be extruding that out. And then the next step looks like I'll be taking the chunk out. So for this one here, as you zoom in, my last pointer before we end this video, is when they do the sketch here, what they're actually doing is starting here, going all the way to the next point, going to the next point down, and then going over here. So they're not just simply creating this little square, they're doing everything outside of it. Alright, hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.